Oh, why, hello there. Long time no see. Who, me? You remember me. It's Chaos. I mean, I don't blame you. It's only been forever since we actually uploaded to YouTube, but rest assured, we're still around. And I'm excited to announce to you guys that not only, starting today, is our cold streak on YouTube officially over, I'm also here to announce our official submission for the Obey Undead Recruitment Challenge. Let's get right to it. So what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chaos, and I want to thank each and every one of you who are watching this video right now for taking the time out of your day to come and watch my official submission into the Obey Undead Recruitment Challenge. Now, odds are, if you've made it this far into the video, you're either asleep, auto-scrolling from the deepest, darkest corners of YouTube, or more likely, you're probably one of the people that I've met through Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, or the like over the last number of months and even years, and has shown me nothing but immense support. And to all of those people, I just want to give a quick shout out and thank you to all of you, regardless of followers, regardless of how long we've known each other. If you've been there to show any type of support, I just want to thank you so much for giving me a reason to continue doing what I do and letting me enjoy it too. Now, that being said, if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. It would mean a lot. We're gonna get this channel back on its feet very soon. We have some awesome content planned for the very near future, and if you want to be a part of it, make sure to click that subscribe button and click the little bell for notifications. Now, let's get right into my submission for the first ever Obey Undead Recruitment Challenge. So, for the first round of the Obey Undead Recruitment Challenge, entrants have been asked to answer a series of questions. Some are specific to the category that you're entering, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna knock some of those out. All right, the first group of questions, it's pretty easy. All right, I want you guys to follow along though, take some notes. There might be a quiz at the end. All right, so first and foremost, my name is William, also known as ChaosBasilisk Online. Lucky to have that name across all the socials. My age is 23. I currently live in the United States. All right. My first zombies game was Call of Duty Black Ops 1. I wasn't quite in time to make it to the World at War train. I did later go back and replay it, but for sure, first sentiments were Kino der Toten on Black Ops 1. My favorite map, I think, of all time would have to be the very just... Everyone says it. It's Origins, all right? I know it's cliche, but I love Easter eggs. I love puzzles. I love depth to a map, all right? That depth, those puzzles, they all add to the replayability, okay? We've had maps in the past, all right, that are very bare bones, and that is okay for a zombies map. But something that makes me want to keep coming back are the things like the airstrike monkeys, okay? The golden helmet, all right? All of the side Easter eggs that are just littered around Origins makes it definitely my top choice. My highest round ever was, and I unfortunately don't have proof of this, so I hope you guys will take me on my word. It's nothing outrageous. I would be round 75 solo flawless on Die Rise. At the time, I still remember it like it was really recently, and I'm still kicking myself for not going further. Got to round 75, played a little bit of round 75, got 10,000 kills exactly, and then I just got bored and quit. I looked at it as like 75 rounds, that's pretty good. 10,000 kills, that's a cool, nice round number. I didn't have any downs, and I just quit. I could have easily kept going, likely into the hundreds, but I haven't, and that is still the highest. My second highest would be D Machina on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, with around 71. So, and my favorite weapon and wonder weapon. So my favorite regular weapon, this is gonna be funny, because most people aren't gonna be thinking like this. I would say is the Bowie knife. Okay, Galvanuckles are awesome. Love Galvanuckles. They're definitely more bang for your buck in terms of what you're buying, but I can never shake the Bowie knife, all right, as my one true favorite weapon. When I started playing zombies in Black Ops 1, my friend and I would play split screen in Kino, and the whole goal, the whole idea behind this challenge that we had was to both get Juggernog and the Bowie knife. That was it, nothing else. And we would just see who could last longer, right? Now in Black Ops 1, you could get the ballistic knife, but only one person. So we were also like simultaneously racing for the ballistic knife since it was still a melee weapon. And just how strong the Bowie knife was, synergizing with the ballistic knife. I still can't get over that concept of how it actually made the ballistic knife stronger. And melee has always been my thing. Okay, we're just gonna leave it at that. I could ramble for hours about why I love melee, but we're gonna go with the Bowie knife. Now for the wonder weapon, okay? The wonder weapon, there's a lot of cool ones. There's a lot of really nostalgic ones, like the Thunder Gun. But I think I have to go with the Ray Gun Mark III. Okay, the GKZ-45 Mark III. I love that gun so much, and I think it mainly is because of how diverse it is. It has 3 separate effects, if you want to call them, right? You have the Ray Gun Mark II kind of shot, you have the yellow orb, and then if you shoot the yellow orb with the Mark II shot, you get this purple orb that just dissolves everything in its path. So I think between that and how much ammo it just has always struck me as one of my favorite wonder weapons, and I love it to death. I would love to get a model of it made one day. It's kind of expensive, but we'll get there. Yeah. All right, guys, moving on to the second set of questions. First question is, why do I want to be recruited to Obey Undead? The second question is, why should I be recruited to Obey Undead? And the third question is, what unique qualities would I bring to the table if recruited to Obey Undead? All right, now, before we get into any of that, all right, I have a clip that I want to play for you guys from my buddy Greg FPS. On top of that, you guys have probably noticed that, well, we've had a couple of costume changes in this video already. I promise this is all gonna make sense. The clip, the costume changes, all of it will be explained after this once we dive into these questions. It is all relevant. So let's watch the clip, we'll come back and we'll discuss it.
We have my boy ChaosBasilisk, who is one of the most positive guys in the zombies community, and he's also a fantastic zombies player. He's really good at finding Easter eggs and things like that, and he's also just a positive person.
All right, so first things first, thank you very much to Greg for allowing me to use that clip from his ZWL recruitment video. I promise it'll make sense as I go on to explain the next 3 questions. To whoever is watching this from the Obey Undead team, I just want to apologize if this section gets a little bit rambly. I'm gonna try to be as concise as possible. The lines between the questions might get a little bit blurry, but I feel these 3 questions all kind of go hand in hand. Okay, so I guess I'll just start and we'll see where this goes. Basically, when I started playing zombies on Kino der Toten and Black Ops 1, I was just a kid playing split screen with his friend, Bowie knife and jug, just having fun, right? I wasn't on social media. I wasn't going for high rounds or world record speed runs. I was just a kid playing a game. And over the years, I had started watching some of these content creators. The first and foremost that I'll tell you guys right now was Mr. Raffle Waffles. Milo was always making videos that had me interested. kept me coming back and wanting to know more about the zombie storyline, about Easter eggs, and everything zombies related. So imagine, to my surprise, a few years later, after I got home from a deployment and I had enough money to buy a gaming PC, buy a streaming setup to be able to start interacting with these people a little bit on social media, nothing too much, that I had the opportunity that same year in 2018 to be able to go to E3 and to go to ZWC2. Okay, so I had the opportunity within about a month of those two events to go to California twice. So when I went to E3, the first thing that I wanted to do was play Black Ops 4 early. That was the first thing. There was a panel that was going on shortly after I got done playing the beta of Black Ops 4 that Jason Blundell was speaking at. It was everything zombies. Now, imagine to my surprise when I see just a couple rows in front of me, Milo sitting there. All right, and I'll actually throw up a picture on screen right now. I only had one zombie shirt at this time. It was Milo's Storyline t-shirt. And I packed it for this trip knowing full well that this panel was going to be a thing. So of course, this was the time to wear it. After the panel was done, my girlfriend, admittedly, I'm not going to pretend here, she approached Milo and asked if I could take a picture because I was downright way too nervous. Okay? I had the chance to not only take a picture, got to walk and talk a little bit, nothing too long, but super awesome moment. Absolutely loved it. Will not forget it. Forward a little bit into E3, I tweeted out at Cameron Dayton. Said, hey, what are the odds that I can just, say hello, shake your hand, tell you how much I appreciate World War II zombies. To my surprise, he tweeted back telling me to basically meet him somewhere in one of the convention halls about 20 minutes later. Up on screen now is a picture that my girlfriend and I got to take with him at that same E3. Cameron was awesome. Absolutely loved him to death. He was so funny. He gave me a little bit of insight into what was to come for zombies at that time. Nothing that he wanted me to talk about or anything. And I mean, even just in general, talking about some life things while we had an opportunity to. He was such an awesome dude. Finally, fast forwarding a month later, or however long it was, to ZWC2. And now, Milo was just the first of many content creators that I was about to meet. I got to meet all of them. Pizza, Lex, Chopper, JC, every single one of them I got to meet, and I got to put a face to my username. And to my surprise, when some of them recognized my username, was crazy, right? These same content creators who I'd been watching for months, if not years, now suddenly knew at least a little bit who I was. And that was a feeling that couldn't be taken away because I got to spend time talking with them one-on-one as humans. No longer was it like this, super distant thing where like I was watching them from afar, like they were an actor in Hollywood up on this pedestal. Now they were humans. We were laughing, we were telling jokes, we were telling stories. And it was just honestly so much fun at that time for me to be able to meet these guys, and the networking and the relationships that opened up for me after I got home is something that not only will I never forget, but it's stuff that still has helped me even to this day. So why do I want to be in Obey Undead? It's because zombies has had such an impact on my life. I love zombies so much, and I don't think out of all of these memories, there's nothing in the world that I would trade them for. Now, why should I be in Obey Undead is a slightly similar but different question. At ZWC2, for those of us who had the ultra rare pass, we had the opportunity to play in a tournament called ZLAN. Now, I believe if I remember right, there were 50 of us starting, and after the first event, 25 moved forward, and after the second event, 10 moved forward, and after the third event, the top 5 people claimed some sort of cash prize. So, to my surprise, I had a lot of eyes on me. after the first event, No Man's Land with classic Gobblegums, I got first, right? And now I'm not just talking about first by a little bit. I'm not talking about, 5 or 10 kills. I'm talking about several hundred kills. I was in the lead, okay? I killed it on that. And that got my adrenaline pumping. That got my blood rushing. I was so excited when I saw that the time was up and they came over and they took my score and they said, you got first place. Now, the second competition was one that I hadn't practiced as much. But when I tell you that my RNG with the Wonder Fizz perks and drop cycle was near perfect, I'm not making it up, okay? I hadn't practiced very much. I used the second fastest strat up on the electric pad, but I managed to get third place. In the last competition, Ascension First Room, Classic Gobblegums, my RNG was a little bit worse. The accelerator wasn't spinning for me as much as it was for some other players, so my rounds were ultimately a little bit slower. At the end of it, I took 6th place overall. It wasn't enough to secure me a cash prize or anything like that. But when I tell you that opened my eyes to how much fun competitive zombies could be is an understatement. Having some of those people who I used to watch, like some of the bigger guys like Pizza and Dalek and Milo, just having them sit there and watch for a little bit and being semi-impressed at this random kid's ability to play zombies was crazy. Okay, I came home and I had made a friend on social media, codename Spag. He told me about this opportunity to run a world record with Greg FPS. And now, out of all the content creators, I feel like I got to talk to Greg the least at ZWC2, but nevertheless, I got to meet him, and it was an absolute pleasure. We went ahead and we did some Mob 3-player speedruns. We also went on to do Mob 4-player too. But for a brief period in time, we did hold those records. We then went on to do stuff like Revelations Round 1 Easter egg. Greg invited me to be on his team for Zombies World League, where we played that tournament for charity. And I cannot tell you, in all of those events, in all those moments, it has been so much fun being able to make these friends, being able to play competitively, and to be able to keep up with some of these players. I'm not the best, okay? But I'm certainly not average either. I have the determination and the drive and the willingness to do hundreds, if not thousands of restarts to become the best, all right? Ultimately, that's why I think I should join Obey Undead, is because I can provide the best of both worlds when it comes to casual and competitive zombies. All right, I firmly believe that. And the last question being, what unique qualities would you bring to the table? I really truly think that in this day and age, determination, follow through, hard work, and creativity is stuff that is severely lacking. Everyone nowadays thinks that they can just kind of copy and paste the same generic stuff, and that's it. They're just gonna get everything they want in life and then some. But I'm not satisfied with just copying what other people are doing. I'm not satisfied in being second, third, fourth, or fifth best, okay? I'm not satisfied until I've done the very best that I can do, and I think that hard work and determination should set me apart from everyone else and be the unique quality that I bring to the table. So, with that being said, let's move on to our final set of questions about streaming. All right, so for the last section, I'm going to be entering this as a streamer. Now, while I would love to enter as a content creator, as a video maker, I don't think I've been doing it long enough. So I'll be answering only the questions from the streamer side of things. So first question is, what platform do you stream on? I mainly stream on Twitch. In the past, I have streamed on YouTube, but I think going forward, I want to keep YouTube videos only and then continue to stream on Twitch. How long have you been streaming? I've been officially on the platform streaming for about 2 years. However, there was a pretty big break in the middle while I kind of reevaluated some things. I kind of changed what I wanted to do and how I wanted to approach things. So I would say that I've been very active for about the last year. How frequently do you stream? I typically try to stream about 3 to 5 times a week. Going forward, I just landed a new job today, actually. And so I'm hoping to have a schedule worked out pretty soon. I still want to stream semi-frequently. I would say like no less than 3 times a week, but that could be subject to change if we end up deciding to maybe lower the streams and up like videos or something like that. How many followers do you have? So if you guys notice, I'm actually wearing glasses for this section of it because I've been doing this whole video blind so far, but I couldn't remember these numbers off the top of my head, so I have to read these. So on Twitch, we currently have 573 followers, Twitter we have 872 followers, and YouTube we have 627 subscribers. I wasn't sure if you wanted all the platforms, I figured I'd throw it out there. We've been doing pretty well over this past year, growing both our Twitch and our Twitter. Our YouTube has been fairly inactive, as I said at the beginning of this video, so I'd really like to revitalize it. And as I stated before, I have at least a couple cool ideas that I want to bring to YouTube in video form fairly soon. So that being said, I'm gonna try and wrap things up here. This video has already gone longer than I wanted to, and to anyone that's still watching, I don't want to apologize, but I do want to thank you for your time, for watching this all the way through. Zombies means a lot to me. All right, I have been in a position where I've had a lot of very unique experiences, okay? And I try to remain very, very humble and modest about most things, but this video, this recruitment challenge, I felt was an appropriate time to quote unquote flex some of those opportunities, right? This hat, all right, the costume changes that I've been doing, changing my shirts and my hats, these are all representative of a different time that I've experienced or done something in the zombies community. This hat, this is an official Sledgehammer developer's hat that I received from Jason Warnke with his signature, as well as 3 others. So if that puts like into perspective in the whole zombies community, no matter what you thought about World War II zombies, there's only 3 other people that had that same experience that I did. There's only so many people that got to go to ZWC2, and even less that went to that event that got to participate and do what I did in the Zealand tournament, who got to walk home with a Rave in the Redwoods signed dev poster. I've had so many opportunities. I've had so many chances to interact with some of these big streamers that hundreds of thousands of people look up to and admire. And to all of them that I've had the pleasure of playing with, to all of them who've given me a chance, regardless of follower count, right? Who've been able to look past that and just look at me as a human. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for letting me go forward in the zombies community, okay? You guys didn't have to do it. You guys could have just blown me off. You could have done whatever you wanted to. One person wouldn't have affected your career in the slightest. But because of that, because of all these experiences, I feel more motivated than ever to continue growing in the zombies community, to take my content to the next level, to continue playing with streamers and content creators, large and small, and just doing the best that I can do. So, with that being said, thank you guys for considering me for Obey Undead, and fingers crossed that we can get Obey Chaos in the lineup. So until the next one, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next time.
You know, we gotta hit the teleport.
Chaos, do you think the teleport or not?
I knew that. I was testing you.
Oh, totally. I'd rather hear that than hear the other thing, the other blood thing. Alright, we gotta sit back our drags up here. There we go.
Alright, it's done. Ready?
Alright, everyone throw Arnie.
Yeah.
Go for it, drag.
That's a lot of tentacles.
There it is. Nice.
Here we go. Woo. Round 1.
I was hoping for a 115 time.
10 seconds. Just kill. You got 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, done.
No.
369. Push it.
Come on.
All right. That's it, boys. That's it. All right.
What a fucking play.
End game.
Somebody stop it.
Don't end game?
No, I need your kills and score.
Okay.
No, end the game. We're good.
End the game? Okay.
Jeez, right?
8:59! Woo! Yeah!